Alright everybody, today I'm going to be showing you how you can make the 3 new medallions and bosses from Chapter 5, Season 4 in creative mode. So I do have timestamps and chapters so you can skip through, but I would kind of recommend watching a whole video. I don't know, just in case I mention something in one part that could be useful for another part. But I'm sure it'll be fine if you skip around. Before I start, I want to answer some common questions that I often get under medallion videos. Which are, the first one is, people ask how you can make it so that when you drop the medallion, you lose the effect, and the next person picks it up and it works. That's not possible. I mean, it'd be great if it was, but this is as close as you can get, and sadly, you cannot actually make it so that when you drop the medallion, you stop getting the effects. So the person who kills the boss and picks it up will have it for the rest of the match until they die. The next one, people always ask what map, like a code for the map that I'm on when doing these tutorials, but there is no code for the map. This is just like a little world that I use to make tutorials on. So you can see I just set up like a little set so that it's more interesting to watch the tutorial. So glad to see that's like appreciated and people actually want to play it. But I did something, this is kind of like the raft, not really, it doesn't really look anything like the raft, but it was kind of like it. So anyway, let's just start and get into Doombot. All right, so here is Doombot. Go ahead, kill him, get his medallion and his weapon, and now I will have Siphon on elimination. All right, so to actually make Doombot, we will need 5 devices: guard, spawner, elimination manager, player marker, class selector, and class designer. So we'll start with the guard spawner. These are the settings that I've changed. You don't need to change any other than the ones on your screen. So the guard type, you're gonna want to choose one right now. I've got mine as IO. So just keep that in mind for the future, and then you can copy down the rest. You don't need to have the character cosmetic, obviously, and the rest of this is mainly for the tutorial. You can change around a lot of these to make it exactly how you want. And then I went ahead and I dropped in the new pistol because that's the mythic that he drops. There's no mythic version, but I gave him the gold version. Now the elimination manager, just 2 settings. So the target type you want to set to the type that you chose before. So I've got IO, which matches my guard spawner, and then number of items dropped is 1, and you're going to want to drop 1 coin into the spawner. I mean, into the elimination manager. Now, next on to the player marker. Just these few settings. You can change this to be exactly how you want as well, but this just makes it so that you are marked on the map. And then you choose a class. We'll be using this class in a second, so I've got mine set to 16. Go over the events and the functions in a second. We're just setting up the settings for the devices right now. So the class designer, you're gonna want to set to the class you have before, so I've got mine set to 16. The name doesn't matter. And then this is the Siphon. I have mine set to 75 because I don't know actually how much you get for killing someone in a game, because I just die every time I get the medallion. I don't get a chance to even use it. So I have it set to 75. If you know exactly what it is, I mean, leaving it in a comment would definitely be helpful to others trying to make the medallion more accurate. And then last is the class selector. So class 16. And then, you know, the rest of these, most of these settings are just to make it so that it's not visible in the game and nobody accidentally steps on it without getting the medallion. And just like that, that's all the settings done. And now we have the events and functions. I think all of them are visible. Actually, no. For the guard spawner, you have to make it so that it's disabled on this spawner on eliminated so that it doesn't respawn. And then over in the elimination manager, on item picked up, the player marker needs to activate and your class selector also needs to activate. And that is everything. And now we are moving on to Emma Frost. Okay, so here's Emma Frost. We can go ahead and kill her. And we grab the assault rifle and the medallion, and we get a Vendetta Flopper, which then, when we eat it, gives us the same scan effect that Emma Frost's medallion gives in-game. Alright, for this one, you're going to need 5 devices. Once again, you're going to need the guard spawner, the elimination manager, the player marker, an item granter, and a timer device. So to start with the guard spawner, you're going to want to change these settings. You're going to need to choose a guard type right now, so I've got mine set to Trespassers for this one. And then a lot of the rest of these can be changed to be exactly how you like. You can customize your boss to be as hard as you want. And then you're going to want to go into functions and disable when receiving from the Emma Frost spawner on eliminated to make sure that she doesn't respawn. Now, the elimination manager, you're just going to want to change the number of items dropped to 1 and the target type to the guard spawner type that you chose before, so Trespasser for me. And now drop the new Striker AUG into the guard spawner and 1 coin into the elimination manager. And now the player marker. These are your settings. You can change a lot of these just to be exactly how you want. That's just so that you get marked on the map like the medallions do. And now the item granter. You're going to want to keep just change these 3 settings, pretty simple. And then so grant item when the elimination manager is item picked up, and also the timer device on success. We haven't set up the timer device, but we will in a second. Also, forgot to mention that in the player marker, you're going to want to make it attach player on elimination manager item picked up. Now, the final device is the timer. So you change the duration to 52 seconds. That is exactly how long it is between scans in-game. And then the rest of these settings, pretty simple. Make sure the timer device is not showing up anywhere. That is it. So then you just drop a Vendetta Flopper into the item granter, and that is everything. Now, every 52 seconds, as long as immediately when you pick up the medallion, you will get the Vendetta Flopper and be able to scan. And the Vendetta Flopper, if the settings are right, will be set to be like your item, so someone else can't pick it up off the floor if your inventory is full or anything. So that's good. And that is everything for Emma Frost, a very simple one. Now I will be moving on to the final one, which is Mysterio. Okay, so here is Mysterio. We can kill him, grab his shotgun and medallion, and now we get the cloak gauntlets so we can become invisible, just like he does in game. Okay, I just noticed, I mean, Epic Games really likes to break things, but the gloves turn me like completely invisible, not even with that little outline that you're supposed to get, and you do get when you use the medallion in game. So that was either a glitch for me just now, or this is more powerful than before. I don't know. So the devices you're going to need for this, 4 devices: guard spawner, elimination manager, player marker, and a item granter. So in your guard spawner, you're going to want the settings. The guard type, you're going to want to choose one right now. I have mine for kit. We will need to use this in a second. And then the rest of these settings are pretty much up to you, just so that this is just, a lot of this is up to preference. And then in functions, you're going to want to make it so that disable when receiving from your guard spawner on eliminated, just to make sure that he doesn't respawn. Then the elimination manager, just 2 settings here: number of items dropped 1, and the target type needs to match what you have set up in your guard spawner. So kit guard is what I have, and then you're going to want to drop in, I have the combat shotgun because it wouldn't let me put the new shotgun in the guard. So just put whatever weapon you want in there, and then put a coin into the elimination manager. And now the player marker, You're just going to want these settings. Again, some of these are up to preference on exactly how you want this to look. This is just so that the player gets marked on the map like they do with an actual medallion in-game. And then attach to player when receiving from the elimination manager on item picked up. And now the last one is the item granter. Now, the actual medallion in-game makes it so that when you crouch, you become invisible. But there's not actually really a way to do that at all. So just giving them the gauntlets is the closest way that I can think of. I don't think that there's any way you can get more accurate than that. So this is just as close as we can get. And if you kill someone, then they will drop these, and it works more like the medallion in that way, I guess. So the settings for the item granter are just these three. And now, grant item when you are elimination manager on item picked up. And that is everything. All right, thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully you got what you needed. I am really close to 1,000 subscribers, so please, if you're watching this and you are not subscribed, there's like 95% of you guys are not. Please subscribe. I'd appreciate it actually so much. Once we hit 1,000, honestly, it's gonna be like, I don't know, it's gonna be a dream come true, really. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do, but I'll try and do something big and exciting. And if you're subscribed, you get to be part of it. So also use code GravyMan in the item shop to support me. I'd appreciate that so much. And that's it, I guess. So I should come up with a catchphrase, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.